Warning, this review will be dark to match the story told within, which is frigging heavy. The review will also include some harrowing facts. The Luckiest Girl is directed by Mike Barker, whose work you may have seen in The Handmaid's Tale. The screenplay is by Jessica Knoll, is based on a novel by Jessica Knoll, based on some personal stories from herself, and stars Mila Kunis as Anna Finelli. Interesting fact number 1, the US ended 2021 with 693 mass shootings per the Gun Violence Archive. This year, so far, we've seen 611. So The Luckiest Girl Alive centers on Anna Finelli, a sharp-tongued New Yorker who appears to have it all. A sought-after position at a glossy magazine, a killer wardrobe, and a wedding on the horizon. But when the director of a crime documentary invites her to tell her side of the shocking incident that took place when she was a teenager at the prestigious Bentley School, Anna is forced to confront a dark truth that threatens to unravel her meticulously crafted life. Fact number 2, every 68 seconds an American is assaulted in America. Now let's talk about the acting. Mila plays the character as someone who suffers from deep past trauma, narrating her life for us. She looks at her fiancé as meat, not like she loves him, but she's calculating whether to grab her bag and slit his throat, all because of past trauma. This trauma has totally shaped this character's life, and Mila showcases that perfectly. We see it from the beginning of the movie where we dislike her character, at least I did, but then as the movie starts to unfold, you totally understand why her character is like that. And the showcasing of the trauma within is showcased on her face as an emotional wreck, but also as a character that is fully in control of protecting herself, not allowing anybody to get close at all, even her fiance, because of this deep dark trauma that has happened to her that she hasn't dealt with, that she needs to. It has enveloped her mind and her waking thought, and that Mila shows. Fact number 3, only 2% of assault crimes reported turn out to be false. And going back to the acting, I want to mention Chiara Aurelia, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She plays young Annie, and she's the one who goes through all the experiences we see through adult Annie, who kind of has them as flashbacks. She plays someone who needed help but didn't really have anywhere to turn. Everyone in power in her life is more worried about how things looked. So Chiara plays a character desperate for love, to fit in, but is broken, and she's amazing at it. And lastly, Jennifer Beals is exactly how I'd expect an editor-in-chief to be. She is fantastic. And then all the other actors. No one is weak in this. It's a very well acted film. Fact number 4, it is estimated that only 12% of campus assaults are reported. Okay, let's talk about the story, the pacing, and the tone. The movie switches between timelines, but not quickly. We are given enough time to get to grips with what is going on in each time. The story builds in intensity, shows us horrifying moments, and then gives us a somewhat satisfying ending, although nothing can fix what happened. The movie at least attempts to show an outcome of hope and strength. Although I'm not quite sold on the ending, it attempts to do, here's the moral of the story, with a number of people coming to fruition and understanding, kind of moments where characters tell us something that we would expect if it's one of those moral of the story is ending in a sort of journalistic news thing. And that kind of makes sense with what's happening in the film. However, I don't think it's needed because the story's theme showcases itself perfectly well. It is very loud and out and in front of what you need to learn from this. What is the story that's going on? So I don't feel like you need to have that sort of preachy moral of the story at the end that almost negates what's going on. You need to kind of sit and stew with what's going on in the story and let it kind of flow over you to the reality of what happens to certain people in this world, especially this comes from personal experience from the writer. Really, that is a minor niggle. There are 2 scenes that this film hinges on that are the crux of it. One is the school shooting and one is a gang rape. And that is heavy and hard going, and they show it very well. It's filmed immaculately. You know, it's scary and heavy like it should be. They don't shy away from it, but they also don't glorify it. That is a hard line to tread. But that being the case, because it's showcased so well, if you know people who have had these experiences, then this might be a trigger for you or for them, and you may want to avoid it. My final thoughts. This is a real look at the consequences of horrific moments wrapped up in a well-crafted movie that has a message, saying that it is a one-time watch for me. It is harrowing and hard to watch and to get through because of this. The film's message is the movie, and it makes no attempts to hide that. The acting is excellent and the pacing good. I give Luckiest Girl 4 Nicolas Cages out of 5. What did you think about the movie? Let me know in the comments below. And for something lighter, check out my review of Oddballs. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.